Wife cheated, no begging to come back. This is my first post, however I've been lurking from the beginning. So this is all very new. Wife of 5 years, been together 13 years, caught her cheating first week of May. Discovered DM that painted the complete picture, still burns just thinking about it. Still hurts just thinking about it. Around the beginning of March, she started chatting with this someone, and by the end of March, I began to see a shift. More social media selfies, more regular trips to the same club/bar, and this is where she met this individual. I didn't think much of it at first, since she would be traveling with her friends, mother and sisters, but when she started planning a trip to this location, which was completely out of character for her, I realized something was wrong. She had a complex password and all of the red warning indicators, so I decided to check her phone at random. I called her out on the rift between us a week before I discovered her, since I'm sure you've all seen how a cheater acts, and she responded by saying she feels we should break up because we're too different and so on. And as a result of our agreement, I tell her that she must leave if she wants to separate. And we both agree that I will give her some additional time to find a place to live because I have always been the breadwinner and we have an 11-year-old son. So she has chosen not to work for an extended period of time. Eventually, I track down the DM and confront her over text. All she says is that she'll be coming to grab her belongings while I'm at work the next day. As a result, she moved in with her sister since she was out of job and out of money. Our son and I have agreed that no matter what happens, we would divide the cost of the trip 50/50 with our child. I found her on May 4th. There was no communication with her for the first 2 weeks. Her own sister and mother were arguing with her and trying to be a shoulder to rely on through the horror I was going through. I couldn't sleep or eat, and I operate my own business, so trying to keep it together has required every ounce of strength I had. Knowing she threw everything away for a man at the club makes me ill, as does knowing what she is putting our kid through for her own selfish ambitions. I have not been a great husband by any means, but I have always been a devoted provider for our family. To add salt to the wound, she begins posting falsehoods on social media, claiming that we have been separated for a long time, that we are going through a divorce, and that she has met someone else. But everyone who knows me is aware of the reality. I began the divorce process via mediation since, for the most part, we agree on practically everything, but I'm sure that will change. After a month of hell and no contact, me just avoiding knowing anything about her and her new life, I began to pick myself up and look forward to the future, if only for a few moments at a time, until a week ago when she sent a half-apology text for the first time admitting she was wrong. I ignored it and planned on not responding to anything that didn't have to do with our son or divorce. A few more the next day stating she wanted to chat and apologize, then around 100 voice messages and texts the next day asking me to forgive her and take her back, and how she was blinded and would do everything to make it right. She got a DUI a few nights prior, and I assume she didn't know what to do without me to hold her hand. Her world is now collapsing around her. I've always believed in karma and that it will eventually come up with her, but I didn't expect it to happen so quickly. And for a brief moment, I felt a small victory for once after the month I had just gone through, but that quickly faded, and the past week and the small progress I had made has started all over again. I'm staying strong, but there is that little devil in the back of my mind tempting me to see if she is willing to change, but trust me, I know it's just a desperate attempt by her. This is still going on. She continues promising to show me that she can be a better person, but I was better off when she was just enjoying her new best life. Sorry for the book, and a horribly written one at that. There are so many more details that make it even more messed up, but here is the gist of it. Thank you to everyone who reads. This sub has been a safe haven for me where I don't feel alone. My thoughts have been re-examined, and I'd want to add a few additional points. When I found the DM, she had been sleeping with this guy for at least 3 weeks before asking for a separation, stating she was going to the store or her sister's house when she was going to see him. After work, I'd take my child to practice and to the gym, and she'd take advantage of the opportunity to sneak about. And that's all I know since their major lines of contact were SMS and Instagram. So who knows how many more times she lied using SMS texts that were afterwards deleted. Secondly, and more importantly, when we first discussed separation/divorce, She stated that she did not want anything in the way of a house or anything like that, just 50/50 with our son, but on the day before I discovered the DM, I reiterated the fact that we cannot live together and be separated via text, and she exploded, telling me that she would not leave, and that legally speaking the only person who had the right to leave was myself. I'm thinking she was inspired by something she saw on Instagram. Thank heavens I found her old phone the next day and was able to log into her social media accounts since she uses the same password for everything. I can't imagine the agony she would have put me through if I didn't have tangible evidence of what she had done. Story 2. Wife cheated on me and I'm not sure if the relationship is worth saving. The fact that my wife, 27 female, of 4 years had been cheating on me has just now come to my attention, and I'm still debating whether or not it's worth it to try to pick up the pieces. To make a long story short, I decided to go through her messages and found that she was having conversations with other men. I also learned that she had met one of the men at his home and had with him, which I thought was strange. Despite the fact that I loathe her, I still have feelings for her, and we have a wonderful 3-year-old son who we share. I'm scared that I won't be able to get beyond the reoccurring thoughts and feelings of profound distrust I have for her at this point. My counselor has informed me that some couples may heal stronger than ever as a result of an event like this, but I just do not believe this is the case for my family. What was it like for those of you who chose to stay with your significant other through thick and thin? What should I expect if I make an effort to resolve the situation with her? Update. I've been living alone for the last several weeks after my wife gave her agreement to leave the marriage. During the intervening period, she has alternated between speaking lies and expressing her emotions. She promises me that she loves me and that she will go to any extent to salvage our marriage if necessary. It was less than a week ago that she discovered I had gone out with my friends and there were other females there, and she sought to convince me that she had not had with the other guy in question. It was the first time she had contested it since she had admitted to it the first time a few months before. It seems that she is contradictory in her words. One day she expresses genuine sorrow for what she has done, and the next she is furious with me or attempts to tell me what I have done incorrectly. Furthermore, she has tried to persuade me that, in the event of a divorce, she would not allow me to see my child unless a court order is obtained. After our separation, I'm striving to collect all of my possessions in order to prepare for the future. It's not uncommon for someone to fluctuate in this manner. I see that we are in a tough situation, and I don't want to put ourselves in a position where we are forced to make the incorrect decision. Despite the fact that my gut feeling tells me to leave her and focus on my future self, a part of me is concerned that I may come to regret not making an effort to improve my marriage. The scenario I'm in right now is without a doubt one of, if not the most difficult I've ever had to cope with in my life.